Hello, everyone. I just finished looking at the Southern California real estate market trends, so wanted to give you a quick update on what I saw there. So I looked at data for Los Angeles County, San Bernardino County, Riverside County, and Orange County as a representative sample. The market continues shifting in favor of buyers. Looking at prices, the median price in all four counties declined slightly again in October compared to September. So that makes 4 months in a row of modest declines. Orange County has seen the most dramatic drop at 9% from a median price of just under $1.3 million in May to $1.170 million in October. And while that's a big drop, it's amazing that prices really haven't fallen further because buyers using loans are paying 24% more per month on the same loan amount right now as they would have back in May. So turning our attention toward inventory, the number of homes for sale dropped a little bit in all four counties in October. And that's pretty typical for this time of year. I was actually thinking that if we were really going to be moving toward a true buyer's market, we would see inventory continue increasing through fourth quarter, but that's not what happened. So it's very likely that prospective sellers are just choosing to wait until after the holidays to put their homes on the market. And I think the way things are going now is evidence against a dramatic crash in home prices. And on top of that, on average, there are about 40% less homes for sale right now than there were in October 2019. So I'd expect to need much more inventory in the market to move us into a true buyer's market. But let's look at how long homes are being on market. That has been increasing really consistently over the last 4 months. So we use the median days on market, which is the one right in the middle. So that means that half of the homes sold faster and half of them took longer. But Los Angeles County is currently the fastest at 19 days on market, and Riverside County is the slowest at 24 days. This, in comparison to last year, is a lot slower. Orange County was 8 days on market at this time last year, and the other counties were around 12 days on market. So that's double or more in a lot of places. So just know that in your plans, it's going to take a little longer to sell, and having a property sitting on the market a little bit longer right now isn't unusual. So that doesn't necessarily mean that a home is overpriced if it's been on the market 2 weeks. That's fairly common right now. So let's look at supply and demand now. We use the months of inventory metric to keep track of how fast buyers are buying relative to how many homes are coming on the market at the moment. So we're still seeing a cooling trend there with higher numbers of inventory relative to demand, but it hasn't dropped off as dramatically as we might expect, except in Orange County, which is up like 90%, which they were just insanely hot at 1.1 months of inventory at this time last year, and they've moved to 2.1 months of inventory, which is still considered a very hot market. Normally 6 months of inventory would be considered balanced. So everything we're looking at right now is still in the hot category, and that's mostly driven by still high demand, still relatively low inventory. Normally we'd expect to see increasing prices under these circumstances, but obviously the huge spike in interest rates over the last few months is depressing the ability of that demand to work its way out into higher prices. So I kind of expect that if interest rates don't shift further, then prices will stabilize and probably start to work their way up again. So it'll be interesting to see what the Federal Reserve does with that. I think a weather metaphor might be helpful here. We were in like 110 degree heat, and now we're probably in 75 to 80 degree heat. So that's still relatively warm, but not as crazy hot as it was before. So we'll have to have a lot more cooling happen before it moves into a true buyer's market. So what's the impact of all of this? I'd say that sellers may not be able to get the same prices as recent comparable sales because of the impact of interest rates. So people should plan for that. They should plan for a little more time on market. Sellers should also probably plan for paying a little bit toward buyer closing costs. And the main reason for that is to help those buyers buy down the interest rate so that they can afford a higher price at the same monthly payment. So that's something that sellers can do to help. On the buying side, you can expect that there will be more opportunities to get help with closing costs. More sellers are willing to negotiate on repairs right now because there just aren't as many people who can afford those same price ranges as before. And so sellers are having to be more negotiable on those things. So I think it's a really good time for first-time buyers who were sidelined over the last couple of years to jump in and make something happen on more favorable terms than were available despite higher interest rates at the moment. And for those of you who are kind of hanging tight in your homes, it's good for you to know that appraised values are still higher right now because we have all those recent comparable sales at higher prices. So if you're thinking about getting a home equity line of credit or maybe building an accessory dwelling unit to create some new revenue, this is probably a good window of time to do that because you'll have more appraised value equity right now than you probably will a couple of months from now. As always, if you'd like to have a strategic conversation or you'd just like to chat, please do give me a call. My cell phone number is 909-576-0695, and I love hearing from you. Bye for now.